This is the Audible for Young and in Love. This is my first book that I have ever wrote, and my first Audible that I am making myself. So I hope you enjoy my book just as much as I do. I am the one that is doing the audio. For the male voice that you hear in the story, that is just my voice that I have put a pitch changer on to get that male sound for the audio. My mom is also helping me with the book, so a big thank you to her for all of her help and support throughout this entire process. I really hope that you enjoy my book, and I am open for any hints, not only for my stories and my audibles, but also my YouTube channel that I am slowly learning how to use. This is the summary for Young and in Love. When James's world gets turned upside down, he turns to his best friend for comfort, later finding out that the feelings he has for her is way more than just a normal best friend relationship. Going through the roller coaster ride of emotions is hard enough for a teenager, and then you throw in loss and love, and you get a great story. Everything happens for a reason, good and bad, even if we don't always understand at the time what that reason is. Not everyone comes from the same walk of life, so when you find that great friend in someone, where they come from doesn't matter. Sometimes it is best just to go with the flow and trust your gut. Never let someone force you to do something you don't want to do. Never force a friendship, and don't judge a book by its cover. Some of the greatest people you will meet in your life come from the hardest life, and some people that you think have it all have the most heartbreaking story. Money can't buy everything, that is for sure, and you can't take the pain of loss away. Sometimes you have to grow up way too fast, but that doesn't change who you are or how you look at life. No matter what life throws at you, always keep your head up. In this story, you will meet some teenagers that go through love and loss. Some have pampered lifestyles, and some have been given a bad hand. But in the end, they all come together and make the best out of what they have. No matter where you come from, you can find a friend in anyone. Sometimes the person you least expect turns out to be the person you need the most. I hope you like James and Roxanne's story as much as I do. So stay with them till the end, with all the highs and lows they run into as they make their way through teenage life. Prequel. Roxanne. Watching the crew change out the gear, I see my guitar up on the stage, and I turn to my mom. Why is my guitar up there? Ah! James is laughing, so I slap his chest. You ass! I tease.
Your guitar is up there because I can't get your stubborn ass to go on stage with me, so at least I can have your guitar up there,
he says, and walks away. I turn to my mom, but she just smiles and walks away.
James. She said no, but I'm still going to try. Standing here with the guys in the dressing room, they are talking about the show. James, so for you, pretty much just go have fun, Patrick says. I whisper under my breath. Hard to have fun when my girl said no, making Ryder laugh. So I just flip him off. Dad, I have an idea, I say, and Michael turns to me. Have her guitar put on stage. I want to see if I can still get her to go, even if it's only for one song. That we can do, Jacob says, and makes a call. I really hope you can get her to go out there, he adds. Yeah, me too, I tell them, as we start to walk out. When we get to the stage, I see Roxy has her back to me, and I can't help it. I run up and grab her sides. I want her to go up there so bad, but I still don't know how I will. After I tell her why her guitar is up there, I whisper, "What will it take?" Is all she says. That is an option as well, baby. And I walk away to go on stage. I have no clue what the hell she was thinking, but I know I would never tell her no. After 2 songs, I notice Roxanne is mouthing every song. So after the 3rd song, I grab the mic. So, who would like Roxanne to come on the stage? I yell through the mic, and pray they will give me the reaction I'm wanting. And they do not disappoint, thankfully, with a lot of yelling. I look at her, and her mouth is open, so I nod for her to join me. I see Brittany put her hand on Roxy's back and say something. Roxy still hasn't moved. Shit, what now? She doesn't think y'all like her! I yell out, never taking my eyes off of her. Roxanne! Roxanne! The crowd starts to chant, and I join them. Her dad has a huge smile. As long as it's taking me to get her out here, I'm only going to get 1 song. But fuck, I'll take it. She is taking too long, so I go over and all but drag her to the stage. Flying high, I say to Roxy and the other guys, then hand Roxanne her guitar. Focus on me, baby, I tell her, and we get through the whole song, making the crowd go wild. Before I walk off the stage, I ask, would y'all like more shows with Roxanne too? And the crowd yells out. I smile so big when I hand the mic to Dad.
This is going to be the disclaimer that's in the book. It doesn't really make much difference for the Audible, but it is in the book, so I want to go ahead and add it on here. All of the drawings that are in the book are done by me. All of the songs that you hear throughout the book, this part does go with the Audible as well. They are all wrote by me. I wrote them when I was a teenager, and they do have a lot of meaning for me. None of the characters in the book are real. They're all just made-up characters that I came up with for the story. I keep having people ask me if they're based off anybody, and they're not. Some of the ways that a few of my characters act do kind of relate to real people in my life, but none of the characters are based off of real people. None of the places in the book are real. I've actually done a lot of research on some of this to make sure that none of the locations mentioned have anything to do with real places. There is a book that is talked about in my book. The book is called Fallen, and it is written by Lauren Kate. I have no credit for her work. She is an amazing author. I really love her book, and I love the movie. So I used it just because I love the storyline and it kind of matches up with what I was looking for, that part of my book. But I take absolutely no credit for her amazing work. That has been my little side note from the author, Anna Johnston. And I really do hope that you enjoy my book. And I am up for any ideas that you may have. I do have other books that I am working on. Young and in Love is actually a complete series. There are a few books in this series that I will be working on to write. I am also working on a couple other series, so I hope in time that you get to enjoy all of my work. Young and in Love is right now in the process of being published with Dorrance Publishing, so hopefully by next year my book will be out and ready for selling.